Portwein-Degustation mit Raritäten aus 5 Jahrzehnten. Das feurige Geheimnis des legendären Ports lüftete Dominic Symington bei der Portwein-Degustation des Gourmet-Festivals im Bankettsaal des Söllringhof. Der Portdruide erklärt Glas für Glas die Entstehung des süßen Zaubertranks im feinsten Englisch Very British. So wie sein Familienunternehmen mit den vertrauten Labels Grahams, Smith Woodhouse und Wares von 1670, das er mit Leidenschaft und Traditionsbewusstsein in die Moderne führte.
My family, we have been living in Portugal now for I am from father to son. I am now the 4th generation, and then the first of my family, the Symingtons, arrived and married into a port family that had already been in the port industry since 1652. So in reality, I am now the 13th generation of my family through the inheritance over the time, living and working in the port business in Portugal. So it is. I think it is in my blood, really, that I am in this port business. As with all great wines in the world, we must respect the traditions of our fathers and our grandfathers before us, but at the same time we must look forward a little bit and see if there is any opportunity to make it more attractive to people and experiment in different ways. And I think port very traditionally has been considered exclusively as a digestif at the end of the meal, possibly an accompaniment with desserts, cheese, chocolate desserts. Interestingly, with, for example, Johannes King now, in the last few days, we have been doing quite a lot of experiments to see if we can make port be an accompaniment for a main course. And then the challenge is to find which types of food does this match and not every experiment is a success. Port is not so much a sweet wine, it is more a rich wine. There's a difference between sweet and rich, I think, is quite important to notice. And then the other wines that I think are really delicious to people for try is tawny port. Tawny is a much more delicate and more nutty almond caramel flavour. Really delicious, delicious wines, but they must be served chilled. And if they are chilled, they are absolutely delicious. The tawnies are a fantastic mix with things like apple tarts, where you get the slight caramelling of the sugars of the apple, like a tarte tatin that the French make, which is so delicious. Almond type, dried nut type of desserts work incredibly well with the tawny ports. They're also actually a delicious accompaniment with sorbet. You don't need to eat fish with white wine. If you want to have fish with a red wine, why not? There's no rule. It's your personal choice, and I think that's how we must look at port also. And because these wines really are delicious.